This segment is all about preparing your business for exit. Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial, and this segment is brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, lead their fields, and to leave a legacy. Joining me on this segment is Kelly Berenbaum. She's the founder of Blue Tree Financial. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Mark. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your work and specifically, who are the types of clients that you specialize in helping?
Yeah, so Blue Tree Financial is a flat fee financial planning firm. So what that means is we get paid for the services we deliver and not a percentage of the assets that we manage. And we serve three specific constituents. So one is business owners and their families, both with their planning their financial lives, their personal financial lives, and the succession for their business. The thing that makes us a little bit different there is, we're really focused on your objectives personally and from the business perspective. And it doesn't matter to us whether you actually sell the business or not, because we're not in the asset management game. We also serve corporate employees who may have a large concentration of their wealth tied up in their company retirement plans. So they may not have access to financial advisors who work under a different model. So we do a lot of work there. And also individuals who received a significant inheritance. And I find a lot of those are people in their late 20s, early 30s. Maybe they're just trying to get going from their own professional perspective and build their own wealth. And then they have this sort of windfall and they're trying to figure out how to incorporate that in their lives and perhaps even, honor the person who they inherited the assets from. So those are the three main types of clients that we work with.
So specifically for the business owners that you work with, they're great at growing their businesses, but how prepared are they and how aware are they of the process to put together a proper exit plan? What goes on in their minds?
Yeah, I'm finding a lot of the business owners, they're so busy in the day-to-day management and growth of their business that they're not really thinking about what that means, either personally or professionally. So if they do exit the business, what are they going to do with their time? What are they going to do on a day-to-day basis? And also, financially, what do they need to be able to get from the business, either transitioning it to the next generation or selling it externally, that they can support themselves and their families into their retirement and beyond. So those are two sort of big areas that we look at. And then also internal to the business, are you ready? Do you have the management team in place so that you can step away from the business and you can delegate your day-to-day management? Do you have the operational and administrative processes and outside support, perhaps with partners and vendors and that sort of thing, so that you are all good from an accounting perspective, and everything is very clean and smooth and easily transitioned to the new owners and the next generation. I think those are kind of the big things, but the first is really the mindset. What do you need to do personally to think about what your next chapter is? And then all of the other things sort of follow behind that in terms of planning. But I find that's the hardest challenge, and particularly, environments like we're facing now, everyone's a little nervous about the economy and what's going to happen. So I find business owners sort of retrenching, let me just concentrate on my business and make sure that I'm good. And that is important, certainly. But I think, maintaining that big picture and the architecture of your, personal and business life, and carefully making strategic choices is important as well.
As you begin to work with business owners, do you find any common big mistakes that they seem to all make, or any pitfalls that they seem to face that you could warn people about?
I think it's the realization that they are going to have to exit at some point. And it might not always be in their control. So it's important that the more action they take now, the more plans they put in place, the more that they have solidified their business, the better chance that they'll be the ones making the decision when it's time to exit, whatever path they take. So I feel like that's really the biggest challenge. And then the next is staying the course. Once we've sort of outlined a plan and we start to maybe diversify assets away from your concentrated position in your business, let's keep moving. Adjustments need to be made, of course, but let's not sort of fall back to what we know.
Kelly, is there a best time to start exit planning? When's the right time to get going on this when people are considering selling their businesses?
I started a business myself a couple of years ago, this financial planning business, and I would almost say, in a perfect world, start planning the moment that you start. What is this business going to do for you and your family, and how are you going to transition? But realistically, I think around 10 years from the time that you want to exit your business will give you the most control. 5 years out is still pretty good, but you have less time to perhaps react to external things like market conditions. But 5 to 10 years is a really healthy range for you to be able to think through all the implications, put your plan in place, and then start to move towards it and be where you want to be.
Kelly, what inspired you to get into this field and specifically work with business owners, helping them with their exit planning? How'd you get started?
I I love financial planning, first of all, just the architecture of the financial solutions. But with business owners specifically, I get so much just personal fulfillment in meeting people who are doing interesting things, who are building, creating things, who are building businesses, who are doing. I spent most of my career behind a computer, and I still do to some extent. So I'm just really fascinated, by people who are out there, creating businesses in different industries and learning from them. That's what I love about it.
Terrific. Before I ask you my last question, in regards to exit planning for business owners, is there anything that I didn't think to ask you that you feel is important to share?
I think there's a lot of common sense that is not common knowledge. So it's just the things that we talked about. Think about what you want your post business life to be realistically for yourself and for your family. Think about where your business is today and where it needs to be to optimize that vision. And then get started, engage the help of professionals where you need it, but just get moving in that direction. So I think that's what I would say.
For business owners listening who would love to speak with you and perhaps get your help, how can they find you and connect with you and learn more?
They can go directly to my website, which is bluetreefi, as in financial.com. So bluetreefi.com. Or my business number is 407-434-1616. And on the website, they can schedule a complimentary consultation call directly there.
Terrific. This has been great. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate you taking me on your show. It's been fun.
Kelly Berenbaum. She's the founder of Blue Tree Financial, and this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done to lead their fields, educate consumers, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.